So in today's video, it's me, Tom Satori, the graphic designer that you either love or hate, going against Canva, which is something that most professional designers pretty much hate. And the first design that I'm going to try to improve with small but clever changes is this ice hockey poster. Now I'm sure you have an eye for design, so take a look at this artwork and think what could be improved here for this design. So in this example, I think the main offenses are within the typography, and something I've spoken about before in this channel is the alignment of text when you have certain letters or characters hanging off the edge of a line. So if you look here, you have the T on the second main heading line. The text is aligned to the left with the M above, and this is done automatically with something like Illustrator. Now yes, this is aligned technically speaking, but because the T has a kind of unusual shape, visually speaking, it's not aligned that well when you consider the text below the main heading. Also, notice the space between the main heading and then the text below, and then the text above the main heading. We have a clear disharmony and no logical sense here. Things are way too cramped below. I also think the text is spaced out too much in general, and there's just too many kind of disjointed, confused areas of typography. So I'm going to neaten things up a little bit and just make things more user-friendly when looking at this poster design. And as you can see, I've decided to put some of the main helpful or useful information in a black box with some color hierarchy as well. This clearly sets apart certain bits of information from other ones, and in doing this we also have more free space around the design in general. I also have changed the alignment on the text below the main heading as well, as we discussed earlier. Sometimes using the alignment tools in Illustrator without checking if it looks good or not is not the best way to be going about things. Okay, so next up we have an album cover for a kind of acoustic artist. Now on Canva, there are so many different categories, and as soon as I saw album covers, I kind of stormed in there to find an example to work on. And this design really stood out to me because, in all fairness, it is just so bad. There's no character to it, it just seems really amateurish, and also the typography is illegible in some areas simply because black on grey or black doesn't work. So let's pick apart this design step by step, and for my variation on this album cover, I decided to use the image as a whole for the whole design as opposed to having a white background space as well. And then to give some oomph and some character, I chose Hansief for the main typography solution, and I put it into the bottom left. I just felt that worked best. As you can see, the typography goes from the left leading up the guitar neck, and then to add a focal point or some interest, I decided to put Sunday in a different color. And you could have used many different colors, but I think blue, especially baby blue, is kind of calming, and that kind of works best for a Sunday relaxing acoustic kind of vibe. And then of course, adding in the other information, setting up some balance, I put the artist in the top right corner. And then finally, just a little motif of an arrow suggesting turn left, and also using that blue once again. So this design, without knowing anything about the artist or anything about his music, I think this is a lot better than the original. So one of the things I came across whilst surfing around on Canva is the fact that you can download or make use of full website templates. And I say website in inverted commas because they're pretty lame, to be honest with you. If you are a website designer or you're a business that wants to set up a website, I strongly do not recommend that you use Canva's built-in website function. I saw this furnishings website and I wanted to pick apart the homepage. The main issues here were the layout was centralized and it just doesn't match well. I mean, if you look at the interior design in the furnishings, everything is minimal, it's clean, and it's very, very modern. The main typeface I've used for Squirrel's furnishings doesn't scream sleek, it doesn't scream modern or minimal. It's really bold, it's really loud, it's really in your face. I don't think this works. That's the main thing I wanted to change. And then also I wanted to change the layout. So I've gone ahead and shown you just everything I've done on this design. And I did add in a few more bits just to make it look more like a kind of website homepage. I've gone with a thinner sans serif font for the main heading, and this does match up with that minimal kind of modern sleek design. And then for the call to action button at the bottom that says shop now, I've matched up a kind of peachy color from the table on the right. Also, I think this balance is really, really perfect for this design, having the text on one side and then the image on the other side. So next up is a YouTube thumbnail. Considering that you're watching this on YouTube, you are someone who interacts with YouTube on a regular basis probably. Now, if you're someone who's looking on YouTube for suits or how to dress differently or dress better, would you be inclined to click on this thumbnail? When talking about thumbnails on YouTube, you need something that's really attention grabbing. You need something that stands out from the crowd because people are going to be viewing countless and countless thumbnails when they're browsing on YouTube. So there needs to be something that stands out and grabs our attention, and usually that's done with color. But also you should avoid putting text in the bottom right on a YouTube thumbnail because that is where the timestamp telling you how long the video is. And especially on mobile, this can kind of cover up the text so you can't even read it. So what I did is I kept with the black and white theme, and then I've put the text in the top left, and I've done that in a very bold and a yellow kind of square. I've also gone with a more modern style of typeface and something that isn't too stretched upwards. There is a time and a place for a very tall sans serif font, and I don't think this was that time. We all know how bad the situation is in India right now with the virus, and I saw this design on Canva and I thought I could make it a little bit better with just a few tweaks or minor adjustments. I really like the concept of having the colours of the Indian flag as the design, but I want to go with a different kind of shape and a different approach for the main concept. Also, I want to change up the typography a tiny bit because I don't quite like this typeface. Sure, it kind of is reminiscent of India in some respects, but I think for alerting someone's attention about a crisis, it needs to be different. So yeah, I've kind of taken the three colours of the Indian flag and I've almost made something that resembles a kind of a sunset and those people watching it. And I've changed the typography using, again, some hierarchy in size and also colour. But do let me know which designs you prefer and if you agree with my changes in today's video. Of course, a lot of it is going to be subjective and just personal opinion, but there are many different rules in graphic design that lay the foundations for efficient design. I've nearly picked 3 winners of that Nike trainer design I asked you to work on, but yeah, I will announce those 3 winners in the next video. Now, if you want to learn something else about graphic design today, do click a video on screen, and until next time guys, design your future today. Peace.